Welcome back to Simple Wargaming. Today we're going to look at the Victrix models for 8mm Wars of Antiquity, the early Roman Auxiliary Infantry. Now previously I've built the early Roman advancing and the attacking infantry. It's the first one I've actually got the auxiliary one. So look at what you get in the box, and well, in this case a bag, and what's actually on the sprues. So first off, you get the clear bag, you get the label here. On the back of the label is actually the instructions for what goes with what, which is quite nice, and some obviously a few pictures of options you get there, which I do like. It gives you an idea of what they kind of can or will look like if you use them. And on the front you obviously get a wee bit of artwork based around the auxiliaries themselves. Now obviously Victrix seem to have gone over to bags in the past few years. There were boxes originally, how a lot now are these bags, which is I think is fine. I do prefer the boxes myself. I prefer the box art and that, but the bags do the job and you know, make do with what we need. So you get two types of sprues in this box. You get a command sprue, which is this one, and then you get an auxiliary sprue, this one. Now you get 3 bodies on each, but you get a large number of helmets. And we'll go over each sprue as we go through it. First we'll go through is a command sprue. Now this actually has one of the nicest models I like on it, which is the Centurion body there, CB1. I actually plan to use this body in my Praetorians, and we're actually going to have the early Romans run by an Optune for this one, because I like the body so much. You get 2 Centurion heads, CH1 and CH2, and then you get a musician head and a standard head for signifier. You also get a Optune head, which is the OH1. Couple of shields on there. You get the standard, you get the musician, trumpet, a couple of Optune arms, and obviously you get the bear pelts and a cloak as well, which I do quite like the cloak. And then a few extra sword arms, a stick arm, and a point of arms, and then a few sword scabbards go onto their bodies. Now up close, so I can get you can see here detail in the Centurion. I do like to say purple. I do like to body Centurion, and then you get the different heads to use depending on how you want to run them, on what time period you want to run them on, how early, or if you want some more Dacian War ones. You get a couple of the bear heads there, and then obviously the Optune head just there. And then 2 small shields and a large shield there. The sprue itself, again, a couple of scabbards even, a couple of normal hands for the trumpet, a couple for the Optune there holding the staff, and again they give you a nice standard signifier standard, slightly different from the ones you get with the legions, but again really nice detail in it as you expect from a Victrix model. It's really nice and detailed. So that's the command sprue. Not much on it, but doesn't need to be much for what you require. All the bits are there to make quite a nice wee command group. The Optune head doesn't go on one of these bodies, it goes on the body from the normal sprue, which I'll show you in a minute, so you're not overloading them with stuff. Now this on the other hand has an awful lot of stuff with it for effectively 3 men. So you get 3 shields, you get your 3 bodies, which are all roughly the same, slightly different leg poses, but all the same. You get a large number of heads, again, depending on what area you're using. And then loads of different arms. So you get sword arms, you get javelin arms, you get pike arms, you get a wee standard there, kind of thing with a head on a pike or spear. And you get a torch hand, and then again more spears at the bottom. And then more arms here, and a few sword scabbards here. And then what you do get with this pack, which I do like, depending how you want to play it, is you get these wolf pelts. So you get wolf head and wolf backs for all 3 of them. Now these are so you can make them into possibly Germanic auxiliaries if you want to. They base them on what they call the Trajan's column. So the wolf skins. So a nice little mixture. You can play around with it. Depends what game you're using them in. So I plan to use these for Hail Caesar and also for Lion Rampant. So Hail Caesar obviously requires, on average, look at 16 men for a base unit, 16 to 20 for a standard unit. Lion Rampant, you're looking at 12, especially auxiliaries. So that's something to look at and how you make them up. So for me, I won't be using the pelts for this one. However, I may end up getting another box of these and running a unit of 12 for use in Lion Rampant. But we'll see how it goes. I've got an awful lot to build. I will review. I've got the early Roman cavalry to review. I've also got the Gallic unarmored to review, the chariots review, and also the Gallic cavalry to review as well, just to see what's coming on, and so you guys can see what's in there and what you can make out of them. I say for this, it's 24 in the box. I only need 16 for how I'm running mine, so that will give me a nice 8 spare. But I say I'll probably play around a wee bit. I may add the commander, swap him out for another one, and play around a wee bit there and see what we get out of it. But overall, very nice men, very well detailed. I do think, however, that the base Centurion, the base auxiliary frame here with 3 men on it, has an awful lot on it. A lot of different options for poses, which is nice, but I think you are going to be left with an awful lot of spares to put into your bit box, depending on how you want to do them. One thing to look at it is obviously the helmets. They've got so these ones here are for your basic early Imperial Romans. Then these ones here are obviously for the Dacian Wars. That's how with Victrix you tend to get 2 sets of heads, even with the early Romans advancing and attacking. Is the same. You get your basic Roman helmets, and then you also get the Dacian helmets for the Dacian campaign, because they're slightly more, have a reinforcing on top. The other thing is this: all these spears. You've got marching spears, you've got spears at ready, you've got throwing spears, you've got leveling spears. There's that much in here, so you can do what you want with them and have your unit based how you want out of what you're doing with it. And you can kind of go for the look that you're after. I'll be looking at how I can. Now I know I haven't done it here, and I will show you later on once I've done the army and got the army built. Before I paint it, we'll do a little video of the army and go through it, what I'm doing for it. I'm just doing one detachment for Hail Caesar, but I have taken the bases off, these bases off. Other ones, mainly because at the time I was using them, I was mixing with Warlord, and the Warlords they've now gone. Actually, I don't use them anymore. They got passed on to somebody else who was starting the hobby, because these make them so much taller than Warlord. And I'm going for the whole. I think I'm going for the whole Victrix army in the end. What I will be able to do is when I go through the Gaelic and the Celts, their infantry, I have Warlord infantry for that at the moment. That will be replaced later on. But I'll be able to show the size difference so you can see why I've changed over and why I've kind of didn't want to mix them in the army, because they do look slightly bizarre. Now, I haven't bought any transfers for these shields yet. I'll be looking at little big man shields because they do them for these sizes. They're really nice. But let me know in the comments if you want to, what colour shield you reckon you should go for and what colour scheme I should go for. In my original Roman army I had a blue colour scheme, but I'm happy to try something else out and see what something different would look like. So put them in the comments about what colour I should go for, and then we can look at what shield to go. And as the army gets built over the way I paint and time I paint, probably 6 months to 8 months, I will post the changing and growing army. So once these are built, I'll show you the attachment I've got and what I want for it, and then I will show you what I'm doing for it, and you can let me know the colour schemes that you think I should go for in each video, and whether or not you've seen any shields that I think look quite good, and I should do it over there. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you do like what you're seeing, and remember to go on to the Simple Wargaming page. We're all starting to host Wargaming days. Over the past year, we've held about 4 or 5, and we did our first tournament the other day, so go keep a chat on what's going on the event page as well. Have fun, and happy wargaming.